Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm gonna talk about Blockshot, the Hytale FPS network, and oh boy, it has been 2 weeks since the Blockshot project was officially announced on YouTube, and already so much has happened. So for those of you that are unaware, Blockshot is an upcoming Hytale server network that primarily focuses on gunplay. So, of course, in the run and gun type of game modes, you would have a map where everybody spawns on the edge, and then they all go towards the center and shoot at each other and fight and win. And then, of course, in the zombies mode, it will be wave-based. You will be facing against waves of enemies. And of course, there's going to be the apocalypse game modes, which are more like the Fallout-esque open-world RPG setting. So, it has been 2 weeks since Blockshot was announced and started, and today I would like to tell all you guys what has happened so far. So it is a huge list of things, and if I don't go through this quick, it could be a 30-minute video. So I'm going to try to keep this under 20 minutes. So here we go. Let's talk about the website. So first off, everything I'm about to say about the website is probably temporary, because the developers are actually in the process of making a brand new revamped website. But I'm going to show off what we have so far anyway, because it is still really good, and it gives us something to look forward to in the next update video. So, the current website has a forum for the community to congregate, leave suggestions, get announcements, report cheaters, appeal bans, talk about life stuff, etc. And there are accounts that go with that forum, and it supports CAPTCHA, so we can prevent spam. We also have a support system that is powered by a thing called Crisp, and the way that works is that you basically leave a message in the little widget there, and then it notifies staff, and then one of us could respond if you have some sort of a problem. We have a cool looking summary of all the game modes with these really neat little icons, which, by the way, we've already changed our profile picture twice, and this is the newest iteration. It is a gun inside of a reticle type thing, and it looks really cool. Props to Arno for that one of our art guys. We also have a developer's blog, which is soon going to be populated with all sorts of crazy stuff. We have a database for player statistics, so we are going to track all sorts of data for the players of Blockshot. For example, how many headshots you got with a specific weapon, how many you got overall, how many kills, how many deaths, how many assists, how many captures and capture the flag, how many captures and domination. It's going to count all sorts of, it'll count how long you've run, the distance that you've run. How crazy is that? We also have a wiki planned and a store, but neither of those things are implemented yet, so I'm not going to really get into it. And alright, so we also have a folder in Google Docs that is absolutely full of ideas. Honestly, I can't even begin to explain all of this. If I were to read everything word for word, it would take me a few hours. So we have a spreadsheet for all the different weapons that are planned to be in the game. This includes all their statistics, their damage, their mobility, their accuracy, range, all things like that. And then it has all the attachments that a weapon can have, all the weapon variants that there are, and then it will describe how the weapon works, whether it's a bolt action, whether it's a semi, a revolver type thing. Perks and equipment is another document. So the way we're going to do the perks is similar to Modern Warfare 2, where you have an original perk you can pick, and if you play with that perk enough and do enough of a certain thing, then you can unlock the pro version, which gives you more benefits. We also have a create a class system theorized. Now, a lot of the Call of Duty games use the pick 10 system. We've decided to go ahead and make the pick 12 system. So there will be 12 points to allocate towards your class, and this gives us a little bit more room to make the dream team, or the dream type of classes, the things you've always wanted to make but you never could. You can have a class that basically allows you to have 5 attachments on your primary weapon, but of course at the cost of having no secondary, having no equipment. If you want to make that sacrifice, you can go ahead and do that. That's the point of the pick 10 system, I guess. But I guess pick 12 is what we're going to call it, because again, 12 attachments. Or not 12 attachments, 12 points. So every weapon, every attachment, every wild card, every piece of equipment will cost 1 point. and you can spend 12 of those points to make your class however you like. And if you wanted, you could have nothing in a certain category. So instead of having a primary, a secondary, several attachments for each, equipment, perks, you could just have one weapon with a ton of attachments and just not have a secondary or not have a grenade. So here's some plans for the network. Of course, we already have talked about Run and Gun, Zombies, and Apocalypse. Those are all shown on the website. And we've already theorized what the leveling system is going to be like. There will be 100 levels per prestige, 10 prestiges, 16 maps, and there's going to be over 55 weapons. Additionally, there's going to be hardcore versions of all the game modes, which basically means that you don't get a HUD. When you reload, you actually dump the entire magazine instead of magically getting your bullets back. It doesn't show UAVs unless people get UAVs. And then there will be ranked, which basically is like, it's ranked. So if you get a kill over somebody, then it gets added to your permanent stats. And then if you were to, say, be the person that got the most points in a particular game mode, you could be #1 on the leaderboard. And there would be different ranks. So according to your percentile in the player base, you would be given a certain rank, kind of like Rocket League in that way. An important aspect that I would like to talk about is the finances. So what's going to cost money and what's not. We've already planned out a system of ranks that is very similar to the way Hypixel does the ranks now. So there's a series of ranks that cost money up front, and then there's one rank that requires the second highest rank, and then it's a monthly subscription. But none of these purchases give you any benefit in the game itself. They are all cosmetic. They are all things that are nice, but they don't make you better at the game. So I'm going to quickly flash on the screen the plan right now. This is subject to change, but none of this affects the actual gameplay, and I think that's great. We want everybody to have equal opportunity, especially if we have a ranked game mode. We do not want to give donors any sort of advantage in the actual gunplay. Sure, there'll be some things that make their life a little bit easier, like between lobbies and stuff, but once you're in a game, then that's it. Once you're in a game, then everyone has the same. It's an equal playing field, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So no pay to win here. No pay to even change the way the game works, like one way or the other. Like literally nothing will change other than maybe the look of certain things inside the game itself, which I think is excellent. We also have a lot of lore written up for the universe of Blockshot. So if you don't know, there is an actual story associated with this universe that we've created here, and it's a post-apocalypse. There's many factions, the world is destroyed, and there will be a cinematic release that is planned for the Blockshot YouTube channel, which I guess I can link at the end of this video and in the description down below. And in the cinematic series, it's going to be very similar to Noob Adventures in Minecraft. If you've ever seen that series, it is planned to be a similar pacing to that, where you're following a group of people and they're going on adventures in this post-apocalypse, and the story follows them, and you get to meet all the factions along the way, and they get to use a whole bunch of different weapons they find all over the place. They get to meet people that will actually show up in the mini games. So it's really cool that way. And we already have the entire lore of the universe written up. We have some very dedicated people on the writing team right now, and we are in the process of recruiting actors, voice actors, for the cinematic release. And that brings me to the final point that I'm going to make, and that is we are still looking for members. I'm going to list off all the roles that we still need to fulfill. SFX and music artists, especially for making gun sounds, finding gun sounds that are royalty free, reloads, shooting, the click for when you're out of ammo, things like that. All sorts of gun noises. Story writers, we already have a few, but maybe picking up a few extra would be nice. But we need world builders for sure, because in our Apocalypse game mode especially, we are planning to have at least a 10-kilometer radius, and that's huge. If we can, we are thinking about even doubling that, so it's going to be huge, and we will need a lot of people to help build all of this. Not to mention that we are going to want 16 maps in the base game. Of course, we'll add more later, but we are going to definitely need a lot of builders, but we would prefer people with experience. So if you've made stuff before, if you have screenshots, that sort of thing. That goes for all of this. If you're applying for a position, it greatly increases your chances if you have like a portfolio of things you've already done. If you would like to apply, then please have a document ready, a Google Doc even, with just a bunch of screenshots or a bunch of videos linked or something that shows off the stuff you've done. We're also going to need animators for the cinematic release. People that are willing to use the cinematic tools to put together scenes, to animate the characters, to do the lip flaps, things like that. Being able to make these characters come to life. And then, of course, we are also going to need voice actors. So we already have a few people in mind for some of the characters, but here's the thing, right? The characters are going to be of age. So I'm sorry if you're a young person, but we're not looking for a voice actor for a kid. We are looking for to the point where they are teens to adults. So I'm talking like at least 18, but even then 18 is really pushing it, but I know there's some people with really deep voices, so maybe they could do it. But for the most part, we want people that are a bit older with, like, you know, deeper voices for that role. I would say at least me. I'm actually on the higher end pitch-wise, but you can tell I'm, like, not an adult. I mean, technically, legally I am, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't sound like an adult. So, like, even I would be pushing it for how young I sound for a character, but I will be in it because, of course, I'm the one making everything, so, you know, I should play some part. Another thing that we really are going to need is networking developers. So people that know how to, for example, string servers together, queue lobbies, connect multiple servers together in such a way that it's a network. So, you know, they would know how nodes work, how like a lobby server can have maybe 10 or 20 lobbies in it where people are, you know, running around doing their own thing, and then when they click a button, it will send them to a server depending on certain attributes. So maybe a server is open and it's the game mode that a person wants, it will send them there. So a developer that can make that happen is especially needed. And as always, we are going to need Java developers for the game mechanics, like being able to raycast when a bullet is shot and make it so that it does damage to the player, and have it, for example, if a player has a particular perk on, for example, stopping power, it will increase the damage that is done. Like in real time, there'll be like multipliers for movement speed, there'll be things like the gun spread, all of that. We will need people to help make the actual mechanics of the game work. And the next thing is that we are looking for those that are skilled in Craft Studio and model making / animating to help make the guns and environment objects. So as I said many times before, Craft Studio is the thing that inspired the Hytale Model Maker, and the people that made Craft Studio are working on the Model Maker, so it's safe to say they are very, very similar, especially based on the footage we've seen in the blog posts. So people that are skilled in Craft Studio, or even Blender, but they're willing to, like, you know, learn Craft Studio, that sort of thing is really appreciated too. And finally, pixel artists for the weapon skins, armor skins, texturing things like the environment objects. So maybe someone's really good at animating and modeling and they make like a car, but they can't really do the pixel art just right. That's where you guys would come in. So that is it for all the positions we are looking for with Blockshot. It is a lot, and it's also all the stuff we've done so far. So in summary, we have a really, really cool website. We have a large dev team of already some very skilled people, and we have a Discord with over 400 members in it so far. It is insane. But yeah, so if you would like to join the Discord, the link will be in the pinned comment and the description down below, as well as the Blockshot YouTube channel. If you'd like to apply, there's a staff applications chat where you can link your document, and I guess that's it. So hopefully in another 2 weeks we can have another update video out for you guys, and this one will be a lot more crazy. By then we'll have a completely revamped website, we might have some more lore details for you guys, and most of the game mechanics will be in stone. As of now, they are there, but they are subject to change. Well, anyway, that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.